Today we're talking with Catherine Applegate. Catherine's both an alum of the MS in Human Nutrition and our dietetic internship at Texas State. And she is currently earning her PhD in Nutritional Sciences at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Welcome, Catherine. It's really nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Could you please tell us a little bit about your experience at Texas State?
Yes, so at Texas State, I came for my undergrad at UC Davis, where I did my BS in clinical nutrition, and then I wanted to pursue a graduate degree in nutrition still, and with the goal of becoming an oncology dietitian. And so Texas State had a wonderful program that I could do my master's in human nutrition as well as a dietetic internship, and that was perfectly in line with my goals. So I came to Texas State, and I started on a thesis track because I figured upon starting that I didn't want to do a PhD, but I didn't want to close my doors to anything. So I started with a thesis, actually completely fell in love with the research side of things. And I loved the small class structure of Texas State. It was very necessary for kind of like you get a lot of one-on-one interaction with the faculty, and it really sets you up to succeed essentially. Or gives you the opportunity as long as you take it. And so, yes, I pursued or finished up with the classes, finished up with my master's or my research. And while I was finishing up with that, I started the dietetic internship. And so I was going through the rotations and finishing up my thesis work with Dr. Lane, actually, and completed that within the 3-year period, which is pretty much on track for MS-RDN. And I do not regret it. It completely opened the doors for research for me and allowed me to decide that I love dietetics, and I do not regret becoming a dietitian. That has also opened a lot of doors for me, but I love the research aspect. So it really put things in perspective for me and allowed me to get to where I am to pursue my PhD.
And what is your PhD research project about?
I'm still in nutrition. So I'm in the Division of Nutritional Sciences here at University of Illinois. And I am studying tomatoes and prostate cancer. And so I am working with a lot of animals, not so much cell culture because of the compounds that I work with. They're not stable in most light or in cell culture for extended periods of time. So I am able to, and I'm in a pretty fortunate position, I'm able to collaborate with a lot of different labs in which I can kind of apply different techniques and utilize their specialties in conjunction with our specialties. And I can provide a mouse model that we can all work with and learn from. And so specifically, I guess if we want to get into a little bit more specific details, I'm studying tomatoes and prostate cancer as it relates to overweight or obesity. And so we know that being overweight or obese is associated with higher risk for advanced prostate cancers. So I'm very interested in the molecular progression of the cancer. So I'm looking at different time points of mice that are given different diets to stimulate weight gain or not, and then with the inclusion or without the inclusion of tomato. And hopefully I can help determine a little bit kind of the underlying molecular mechanisms that occurred during that cancer progression and how they might differ between just different states of adiposity.
That's really interesting. How did Texas State prepare you to earn your PhD?
Great question. I mentioned before the small class structure was phenomenal. I really appreciated that because of how much face time we got with the instructors. I feel like in a lot of classes, and it might just be also because of like undergrad as well, a much larger program in most cases, but I never really sought out that really personal connection. And at Texas State, being able to have so much interaction with all the faculty members really set me up to like be able to communicate with them about something maybe I was confused about or something I was interested in that I could pursue. In addition to, like I mentioned also before, doing my thesis track, whether you want to do research or not, I think is absolutely essential just to have the experience. If you have the experience to do something, just take it, because that you'll find out that you hate it or you'll find out that you love it. And so in my case, I was like, I'm probably going to hate this. And I found out the complete opposite, that I clicked with research and I love it. And that whole experience there is what made me pursue a PhD. I never would have thought that I would have done something like this otherwise.
That's really cool. So, what was your favorite aspect of our graduate program? Was it like the research thesis or the small classes, or what else was your anything else?
So the thesis was definitely very important, as well as the opportunity to complete my thesis while doing the dietetic internship. I think the conjunction of the program was fantastic, a great way to set things up. You definitely have to work around it with your dietetic internship schedule, and it gets challenging. But I was able to be super flexible, and as long as you're communicative with your advisor. And so Dr. Lane was my advisor, and she was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm talking to the crowd, not to you specifically. I think you're wonderful. But yeah, so having that relationship where you and I got to communicate so much and have like this essentially an open door policy between us, then I was able to come to you. And I also had other faculty member that were very willing and welcoming and able to answer all sorts of questions, and experts in their own way, whether it's about people nutrition or animal nutrition, or well, not necessarily animal, but animal work, or about people work or anything like that. They're just the face time with students and faculty, I think, is one of the most essential aspects for any program, and Texas State really has that.
Thank you. So, if you could impart one bit of wisdom to current and future graduate students at Texas State, what would that be?
To try something new that you might think that you hate, in case I didn't make that clear before. Absolutely. If you have the opportunity to do something, just try it. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to hate it. And also the worst that's going to happen if you, or sorry, let me backtrack a little bit, ask for help as well. Because the worst that's going to happen in that situation is that somebody's going to tell you no, or they're just not going to give it to you. But you've asked for it, you've sought it out. So do your own research, try to be an independent person. But if you can't figure something out, then just ask, and ask for somebody else's experience or expertise, and ask multiple people. But try something and ask for help.
That's great advice. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. It's been really great to see you again. And
absolutely, so great to see you too.
Good luck with your PhD research. I hope that it all goes well and that all of your manuscripts are accepted without revision.
Oh, thank you so much. I wish.
Thank you, Catherine. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.